Good afternoon. Today's project is a 2006 Buick Rendezvous. We're having a little issue here with the driver's door. I can't get out. Doing a little bit of Google search. Suspect is this handle assembly here. We've already obtained a replacement. And that's the Dorman part number. Now let's dig into this thing. That's a Phillips screw that's coming out right there. Threaded bolts coming in out here. It uses a 10mm socket. There's one more behind this lens right here. Gently remove the lens. There's the second screw out there. This little corner piece that covers up your speaker here is also attached to the trim panel. It has just a spring clip or two in there that pulls out. Now, everything else is holding this door panel in place right now. I believe it has hooks that go in from the top, and all along the bottom section there are pin type fasteners that are tight. They are really tight to get out. So I'm going to throw some tools at it here and see how I can do. Oh my gosh, that sun is bright. Well, that was a good move. Almost like I've done this before. Let's see, that part comes out. All right. Takes a little bit to figure out how all these connectors come apart.
something happened.
Hey, stop that. Okay, I took a brief pause there. Most of you, if you worked on cars, you know that it's pretty unique on each one of General Motors connectors that they do have a latch type of assembly in here. This lock switch I was able to pull out of its holder. But you can see here that this is the latch that's holding it, and you can put a screwdriver in there and pull that latch away. And it comes apart. Every one of these connectors, same type of deal. The trick is balancing the trim panel and trying to get two hands on the connector at the same time. If you've got a helper, all the much better. It's like all these connectors. Now going back together, plug and play. They all just snap back into place. This one can go back into there because that will snap back into the trim panel. So here's the dead handle. We'll see what we got going on here. Stop.
You got it.
I forgot to bring a nice little cutting tool over with me, so there was that brief break there. I'm gonna make a little loop around here. You can see this thing's been into before. I did notice on this vehicle that this glass has been replaced once before, so that accounts for why it's not nice and neat looking the way it left the factory. So this the only thing that holds this handle in is this rivet right here, and I'm gonna have to get out some tools to knock that out. And before we take a break here for that, I'm going to tell you that I am going to plug the power windows back in, and we are going to raise the glass into the door. I don't want the glass inside the door when I'm drilling on this rivet. I want the glass up into place. Okay, we're back here. I put the glass into the up position by putting the switches back into the connectors here, turn the key on, move the glass, and now we're proceeding. Okay, so this is the original handle. It has a large rivet right here. The method I'm going to use here is to drill this out. I've seen some stuff on Facebook that involved hammers, bricks, crowbars. Let me try it with this drill. In particular, I'm using a 1/4 inch drill on this one. Let's see how this works. The rivet has a head on it. We are just trying to get that head to come off of there. I think I'm going to step it up a little bit in size. Now we're going up to 5/16. Put a little bit bigger hole in this. Kind of oscillated around there a little bit, because I'm really not trying to get a straight hole. I'm trying to get the head of this thing to pop off. Like that.
Wow. Neat.
Go a little bit further, try to get some burrs off of that. And off. So you see we've got the head off of the rivet there. I lied earlier. I'm going to use a hammer. What we need to do is remove this rivet. I don't know about removing the rivet, but I sure as heck removed the handle. Okay, let's see what it's going to take to get this off. Well, looks like we turn it that way, and that was already the broken part. So, this was the broken part that was down in here. It's gone. Let me see if this wants to punch through, or whether I need to take something else to it. And off. Ding. Alright, so I was able to get a smaller punch, gave it a few taps, and the steel center part of the rivet has popped in, and it's laying in the bottom of the door by now. So we still have this part of this rivet which is being stubborn in the door. So this part of the rivet is aluminum, so we're going to see if the drill is just going to take that right out. Oh, this doesn't want to fall in on its own. There it is. Rivets out. We're ready for a new handle. Okay, so this is the new handle we're getting ready to put back on. Took a few extra hands, but you have to get each one of these rods into the lever in the back here. And by design on this handle, once this handle is flush against the door, the rods ride in this little slot here, which don't let it come back. So there's no special clips or anything that you have to worry about in the inside there. There's those two square holes. This handle needs to go into those holes. Then it lines up with this hole here in the sheet metal. Now, I can tell you that the rivet that we took out And the rivet that needs to go back in here is a 1/4 inch rivet. That's a pretty sizable rivet. Here, I did find that the new rivet would not go through the new handle, so I had to take a 1/4 inch bit and open that up a little bit. The sheet metal hole was already plenty big enough. Now, the problem is when you get to 1/4 inch rivets, it's not your typical rivet. Most everybody's got a little rivet gun in their toolbox, uses 1/8 inch pins, 3/16 pins. When you get up to the larger pins and a 1/4 inch rivet, it takes a hefty rivet gun. Now, I have a air-powered rivet gun here. It is questionable whether or not it works, only because it was handed down to me and was said, okay, it's got some glitches, so I'm not sure if it works. If the pneumatic gun does not do what I needed to do right here, we're going to the local Harbor Freight, and I believe they have the rivet guns that actually have big long handles to them, sort of like garden shears. So let's give this a shot. We're going to put this rivet in there. This is a pneumatic riveter. Let's see if it's going to pull it. And the answer is no. So this was a shot only because I couldn't remember what the issue was with it, but we're going off to buy a tool. All right, well, the pneumatic gun didn't do it. We made a trip to Harbor Freight. Got this little baby here, about 30 bucks. I'm a former professional mechanic. I'm not here to say go to Harbor Freight for all your tool needs. I've got my share of Snap-on, Matco tools, but I tell you what, Harbor Freight has gotten me out of a bind here and there. For 30 bucks, let's try this baby out. It's already got the 1/4 inch arbor in it. Something here is not working. There we go. It's in there. Okay, we're getting ready to button this one up. Like, hello, the glass is back down so that it's easy to get the trim panel on the front there. Everything's ready here. Here's this sight shield that's back in place right there. All my connectors are ready for plug and play except this one, and this switch will simply plug right back into the panel. Examine the trim panel. All the retainers are where they need to be, and now it's just a matter of doing with 2 hands what 3 hands normally takes. And you got kind of a trick going to it, to squeezing connectors together and getting everything up into place. But once it gets hung on the door itself, then the hardware goes back in. Okay, so here we are back with the door handle issue with the 2006 Buick Rendezvous. We've got the new handle installed. We had to take a brief break and make a trip to Harbor Freight and get ourselves a heavy-duty rivet gun. which I've wanted for a long time anyway. But here we go. You can now get in and out from the inside. No more chivalrous sons to come around and open your door for you. Sorry.